happy.
Right. Yay.
Now the work begins.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
No, it was Gordon. Now the work begins.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready to go.
Okay. Call to order the regular meeting of the Rio Dell City Council. Roll call, please.
Mayor Garnes,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Woodall,
Here.
Councilmember Johnson,
Here.
Councilmember Strand, Councilmember Wilson,
Here.
City Manager Knopp,
Here.
Chief of Police Connor,
Here.
Finance Director Dillingham,
Here.
Community Development Director Caldwell,
Here.
Water Roadway Superintendent Jensen,
Here.
Wastewater Superintendent Taylor,
Here.
and City Clerk Dunham is present. Thank you.
Are we?
We're
I'm sorry.
That's
Okay. Thank you, Karen.
Okay.
Okay, I'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ceremonial matchers. We will swear in our newly elected council members, Gordon Johnson, Frank Wilson, and Amanda Carter. Yay.
Hey, so are we ready? Are you guys have your cheat sheets in front of you? Okay, so we'll begin. If you want to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear
I,
Amanda Carter, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
that I will
I will
support
and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the
and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies,
foreign
and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
and the
and the Constitution of the State of California.
That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
That I will well and faithfully discharge the duties on which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations, everyone. Yay. So now we will move on to the election of mayor and mayor pro tem. We will send Karen our vote. We'll send the city clerk our vote. After she calls for it, and then we'll take a 5-minute recess. She'll get everything together, come back, read, and then we'll do the mayor pro tem.
Mayor Garnes?
Yes.
Are we able to make a brief statement?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
council member.
I would just like to say that in light of all of the things that have gone on particularly this last year, and with the developments through the pandemic and that situation, that I believe that our mayor Garnes has done an outstanding job with the other cities and the state agencies, and that I personally would like to see her continue in that role as it is just for continuity as we go forward. And that's where I stand on for just trying to unify the city and stay solid on that. Thank you.
Mayor Garnes,
Thank you.
I would also like to make a statement if I might.
Certainly.
I didn't run for mayor because I think you've done an absolutely fabulous job. And I think this council should reward you with a unanimous vote for mayor. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Councilmember Johnson. So, okay then. Just now we will, Karen, I'll turn it over to the city clerk.
Okay, so just for clarification, in the staff report, I mentioned that you would need to complete your ballot and send it over, but I realize you don't all have scanning capabilities. So just send your vote over to me via email at dunhamk@cityofriodell.ca.gov or text it to my phone at 498-1765. Oh, I just got one in. Okay.
Karen,
Yes.
did you mention that I took my name out of
yes.
the running for any?
And that was the other thing. After publication of the agenda, Councilmember Woodall declined nomination for both of those positions. So you can take her name out of the running.
Thank you, city clerk.
Thank you. Okay.
That was pretty awesome.
Okay, so I'm assuming we'll take a short recess to allow time to get the votes in.
So we just go offline then?
No, I think you can just, turn your
Just-
camera or mic off.
Okay, we can stay online, just text it to you.
That's
Correct.
fine. That'll work.
And Rose, there you go. Thank you.
Karen,
Yes.
you already have my vote, right? I gave
Yes,
it to
I
you.
do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So I've received everyone's vote except for Councilmember Wilson. Oh, there it is.
It's me. It's on its way.
Okay, it just came in. Hold on. This will be quicker than we thought. Okay. Okay, so for the position of mayor, we have a unanimous vote, 5 votes for Mayor Garnes. So congratulations for another 2 years.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so now we vote for Mayor Pro Tem in using the same process. And I don't know if you want somebody to speak first.
Does anyone want to speak? Say anything? Are there any comments? No. They might still be on their 5-minute break. You should make sure everybody's there. I guess we should make sure everyone's here. Let me see. Let's see.
Karen, can we do a quick roll call of just the council members?
Sure. Mayor Garnes?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Woodall?
Here,
Councilmember Johnson?
Here.
Councilmember Wilson?
Here.
Councilmember Carter?
Here.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So, let's see, make sure I got all 5 of them. Just 1 second. Okay, it looks like we have all the votes in for Mayor Pro Tem, and it looks like it's unanimous for Councilmember Johnson. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was way too easy.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, then. Well, that was easy, and we will now move on to public presentations. This is the time for persons who wish to address the council on any matter not on this agenda and over which the council has jurisdiction. As such, a dialogue with the council or staff is not intended. Items requiring council action not listed on this agenda may be placed on the next regular agenda for consideration if the council directs, unless a finding is made by at least 2/3 of the council that the item came up after the agenda was posted and is of an urgency nature requiring immediate action. Please limit comments to 3 minutes. Are there any texts or, any emails or hands raised?
There are currently no hands raised.
And Mayor Garnes, yes, I did receive 2 public comments.
Okay, would you read them, please?
Sure. The first one is from Patricia Gildry on First Avenue. And apparently it was a text sent to Councilmember Woodall. This is, I'm sorry to bother you again, but I'm wondering, since my neighbor did receive a citation for the garbage about 2 weeks ago, what is the next step? The garbage is still there. I've seen no effort to get rid of it. It being a health hazard, I guess I thought it would be done by now. Could you tell me how the citation works, please? When does someone actually do something about the garbage? Thank you. Okay, and that was the second one is from Todd and Cindy Treadwell. And it says, both Todd and myself would like to thank Councilmember Sue Strand for her years of service to our community. We appreciate all her hard work, dedication, and her willingness to listen, for being a voice for the many concerns and issues we have faced over the years. It was just a year ago we came together to fight the huge fight of Terrigen. So personally glad to have shared in that amazing triumph with you. We will never forget your tie-dyed attire as we protested. Sad to see you go, although not far. Please know you made a positive difference to our community. Our many thanks, Cindy and Todd Treadwell.
Thank you. And I was remiss. I should have thanked Sue as well. She wasn't here, so I kind of left my mind, but I do want to thank Sue for stepping up and for serving the city of Rio Dell. We'll move to the consent calendar. The consent calendar, is there anyone from the council would like to remove anything from the consent calendar? Hearing none. Is there any public member who is with a hand raised or an email that wanted to remove anything from the consent calendar?
Currently, I see no hands raised.
Okay.
No emailed public comments.
Thank you. And so is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved by Johnson.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second by Woodall.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Yes. Councilmember Carter.
Aye, yes.
Councilmember Wilson.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodall.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Yes.
Mayor Garnes.
Yes. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
City manager and staff update, page 38.
Thank you, Mayor Garnes, members of the council. Tonight, December 15th, is the final meeting of the city council for the city of Rio Dell for this year. This has been a very challenging year, but I think the council's met a lot of those challenges in a very proactive manner. Everything from primarily the virus, the COVID-19, but we also, at the end of last year, had significant issues with the public safety power shutoffs. It's been a challenging 18 plus months, and I think the council should really feel good about the response that this agency and this council has been able to provide to this community. I think a high level of service to the community and meeting those challenges. Moving to the staff report, I will add, I just had a meeting earlier today with the City of Fortuna and our Recology, who is our franchise solid waste provider. And it looks like there will be a further exploration of universal pickup for garbage through the city of Fortuna. We are going to continue to monitor that situation and work where appropriate with the city of Fortuna to see what opportunities there are for Rio Dell in terms of furthering the mission of this city council in cleaning up the town and creating an environment where people want to invest. And so I think that's positive news. This council's been paying attention to that issue. The nuisance committee issued a letter recently to the Fortuna City Council, moving in that or advocating for that position. So I'm glad to see that there's some movement in that direction. I think there will be more to come on that issue. As the council may have noticed, if you traveled on Davis Street recently, the ATP project, the active transportation project with Mercer Fraser is starting the wrap up with sidewalk work on Davis Street. Right now they're demoing existing sidewalks to replace them with ADA compliant facilities, in addition to the cleanup on other sections of the project. So we're looking forward to wrapping that up and moving that project forward. Staff is also focusing in on the 2021 Streets project, which the council is aware is one of the largest and most ambitious investments in the street infrastructure, street surface infrastructure here in recent city history, possibly ever. And that plan extends beyond 2021, as the council well knows, to include various projects throughout town. But we're having good progress on that. And we're also working on the development of the economic development workshops for the community and for the city, which we'll discuss towards the end of the meeting. In light of the increasing levels of COVID-19 in Humboldt County and also in Rio Dell, City Hall office hours are being temporarily reduced while the county is in the purple tier. City Hall will be open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Beginning yesterday. So we're already into this process that allow, particularly in the afternoon, a little bit more social distancing between staff as we begin the closeout of our cash register and whatnot, to be able to properly social distance and still keep the front office open. As the council's aware, we've constructed some physical modifications to the City Hall lobby that hopefully will help keep us open for quite some time. And then I did have the latest BioBot COVID-19 test, which neglected to include in this particular report, but I'm going to go ahead and request that Rosa enable computer 1 to share. And I'll just provide a really quick update on that, since it's not attached in the staff report.
Should be able to share now.
Thank you, Rosie. So the BioBot report does show a continuing trend upwards of COVID-19 detected in the wastewater treatment facility. The results from this test are obviously forwarded on to public health for their interpretation, but it is very clear that just based on these results that the virus is present in the wastewater. We are seeing an uptick also in the daily reports from public health related to the number of COVID positive tests in the community. So we're continuing to monitor that and forward this information on to public health. And with that, I will stop sharing and return it to the council for questions if there's any questions of staff at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager. Are there any questions? I'll start, Councilmember Wilson.
Yes, I got a couple. City manager, is part of the wrapping up of this active, I guess, safe routes to school?
Totally down.
Hello.
Correct. So the active transportation plan and the grant that we've received is kind of a mix of the two. So it is a secure schools or a secure schools program as well. So it is often called ATP or Safe Routes to School project, but it means the same thing.
Well, I understood. I wasn't clear with my question. What I wanted to ask was, is part of that some of the stuff on Wildwood there were some spots on the street there on the, I believe the east side.
Yeah. So the project and any work that you've seen recently on Davis Street, on Wildwood Avenue, all the way to the intersection of Aloha, and then also up Bellevue to the Journey Church. That's all included in the ATP project. Anything outside of that is separately funded by the city.
And then the other question was, do you have a count on how many cases are been detected in COVID cases have been detected in Rio Dell itself?
So last time I looked, I believe it was 29. So that was today.
Yeah, okay. I'd seen it was like 27 the last time I looked. All right. Thank you.
And city manager, that is including the entryway at Wildwood?
So the entryway, the gate, I assume you're talking about the gate.
No, I'm talking about when you take the exit and then there's all that mud.
Correct. Yeah.
By the dental office.
Yeah. So they're digging out the drainage there at the moment, and then there will be some modifications to that area just to facilitate drainage.
Okay.
So we did request some additional modifications from Caltrans, some additional change orders. Those were denied. That entire area from Bellevue Avenue, including the off-ramp, is all Caltrans right of way. So we did request some modifications, placement of boulders, some level of landscaping that was unfortunately not approved.
Okay. So what are they going to do? I mean, are they just going to cement over it? Or it's not going to just be mud? Or are they going to throw seed down? That's
I think, yeah, that's a good question. I believe there will be seed placed down to make it a little bit, it's not done yet. They were just digging out the drainage at this point.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor Garnes. Kyle, I noticed that there was no police report in our packet. Is that something that could be placed in our boxes in the future?
Yeah, and maybe Jeff can just give us a little update quickly on just the last couple of weeks.
So the lack of the staff report from the police department is my fault. On Wednesday, I got distracted and didn't get it done. It's been relatively quiet for the last couple of weeks. One of the reasons for that is Crystal Landry was on vacation. She is a fine young officer and contributes probably half of our arrests. The one thing that's worth mentioning is that we were having significant problems with one individual at 355 Center. Danco made arrangements for that person to leave the facility, and he is no longer there. I would expect that will reduce our calls for service at that location by about 30%.
Thank you very much, Chief.
Thank you. Are you, is that all, Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Johnson?
That's it, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Woodall?
No, my only question had been about the police report, so I'm fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Carter?
No questions from me this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, then, where are we? We are moving on to presentations. We're welcoming the supervisor-elect, Michelle Bushnell. Welcome,
Hello.
Michelle. Thank you for coming and coming to our meeting.
Well, thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it. It's nice to see everybody, and congratulations to the new members and the mayor position again, Mayor Garnes.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to say hi and introduce myself. I met you guys, came to one of your meetings when I was campaigning. I want to make sure that the lines of communications are open. I take my oath is January 4th. I will be keeping same hours Thursdays in Fortuna, and am available to come to Rio Dell whenever needed. And I plan to attend your guys' meetings regularly, if that would be okay with you guys, so that I can update myself on your business of your town, and just get myself, kind of used to what you guys are working towards and working on.
All right. Well, thank you and congratulations. And I look forward to working with you. I'm sure we all look forward to working with you, and hopefully we'll have a great working relationship. Would anyone like to speak to Supervisor-elect Bushnell?
Mayor Garnes, Mayor Pro Tem Johnson here. Congratulations, Michelle, and please let us know if there is any way possible that we can help you. It's not just a one-way street, it's a two-way street. It's not just what you can do for us, but what can we do to make county government flow more smoothly? Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to say that I think the key for me, especially moving into this seat brand new, is communication. And I look forward to having that with all the city council members and staff. And that I'm going to rely on it and frankly need it. So I ask a lot of questions. You'll get used to that. But if I don't know, I'll ask about it. I don't want to be uninformed.
Perfect. Councilmember Woodall?
I'm just looking forward to have a great working relationship with you, and I hope we do. Thank you.
Thank you. I anticipate that as well.
Councilmember Carter?
Just congratulations, Michelle. It's a big deal. And Gordon and Julie just said it so perfectly already that I second what they said.
All right.
Thank you.
Councilmember Wilson?
Yes, Michelle, I would like to welcome you and just reiterate what everyone else has shared, that we look forward to working with you. And I certainly hope that you do attend our meetings, and that we don't get a lot of people coming with this virtual thing compared to before. So we look forward to that, and congratulations, and great to meet you and see you online. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, thank you. We look forward to seeing you every 2 weeks. We'll be here, so feel free to drop in whenever you like.
Thank you.
And now, was there anything else you wanted to say, Michelle? I'm sorry.
No, thank you everybody for the warm welcome, and just that I'm intend to be here. It's how I learn, so you will get used to me asking questions.
All right. Thank you. Now we will move on to the presentation. The Community Services Officer, Jolene Matthews.
We should probably just quickly, Mayor Garnes, see if there's any public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Is there any are there any hands raised or emails regarding our last?
And
again, it's *9 to raise your hand.
Currently, there are no hands raised.
And no emails received.
Thank you. Thank you, City Manager. And if one comes in while we're doing the next presentation, let me know and I'll I'll call on them when we're done. Presentation, Community Service Officer Jolene Matthews. Welcome, Jolene.
Hi, everyone. Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Well, nice to meet you all. I'm really excited to be here. Again, my name is Jolene Matthews. I'm the new Community Service Officer for the City of Rio Dell. I'll be working on code enforcement cases, abandoned vehicles, and animal control, and I'm really excited to be here and start making a difference here in the community.
All right. Yay. Well, thank you for being here. We are very, very excited about you being here. So. Yay. Is there any council member would like to say anything? Council member.
I would.
Okay, go ahead, Julie.
Oh, this is Julie. I have to say, you know, this is one of my top priorities, and I drive around town a lot, and I've already noticed her presence in town, and I'm so glad. I've talked to her several times. I am so impressed. And I've also had members of the community come up to me and say that she's introduced herself. One gentleman said she was over at another house, saw him out, came over, introduced herself. And that's important. It's important that people know that she's here, and it's also that she'll have a working relationship with people. And I'm really looking forward to it, as I'm sure everybody knows. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Yes, just welcome, Jolene, and we're glad to have you aboard. Look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Frank.
And I'll jump in and say, just I'm so excited to meet you, and I'm glad you're here. And I was looking through our active Comcate list yesterday, and I thought, oh dang, there's her name popping up already on these abandoned vehicles. Way to go, Jolie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor Garnes. Jolene, you've made a tremendous difference in the appearance of the city already, and there's a lot of low-hanging fruit out there, and a lot of work that you can busy yourself on, and we look forward to a much cleaned up city, and welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Definitely. Thanks for coming tonight. Are there any see, I'm stuck on text for some reason tonight. Are there any emails or hands raised?
Currently, there are no hands raised.
And no emails.
Thank you very much. And so now we will move on to the appointment of an ad hoc committee related to economic development. City manager.
Thank you, Mayor Garnes, members of the council. So the city is currently working with the Humboldt County Economic Development Department to hold the workshops related to economic development. The recommendation currently is to appoint an ad hoc committee of 2 members of the city council for a brief 1 or 2 work sessions with the panel to help kind of organize and work with staff and the panel when we get to the full committee. So the plan right now, the availability for county staff appears to be towards the end of January. Our goal is not to have the ad hoc committee spend a whole lot of time outside of the full council workshops, but basically to go over the agenda and help kind of develop a rough draft of an initial plan for presentation to the full city council, which will help organize the full workshops with the council, which we anticipate sometime in February. The advantages of having an ad hoc committee are that the committee would be a little bit more flexible in terms of not having to have these agendized public meetings, and we would be able to schedule a little bit easier those preparatory meetings. So I'm anticipating probably 2 meetings with the ad hoc before we go to the full council. And then from there, there would be a full discussion regarding economic development, with a little bit of structure provided by through the ad hoc committee, which would involve city staff involvement, in addition to some expert panelists who can help guide us through the process. So that's kind of where we're at right now. With that, I'll return it to the mayor, see if there's any questions.
Okay, are there any, I have to ask, are there any questions from council? I can say right off that I have an idea of who I was going to ask to be on the committee, but everyone should need to feel free to speak up. So I will start with Council Member Mayor Pro Tem Johnson. I have to get those 2 terms switched out in my head. Mayor Pro Tem Johnson, would you have any questions?
No questions, Mayor Garnes.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Wilson,
No questions.
Councilmember Carter,
No questions.
and Councilmember Woodall.
Well, I just had a comment. I was sort of concerned about this at first, having an ad hoc committee, because to me, the economic development is really important. And I thought, then we have only 2 council members giving input. But I came in and I sat down and talked to Kyle, and he explained it to me how it would work, and I'm really comfortable with it now. Thank you, Kyle, for explaining it to me. I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Julie. So I was interested in doing it, and I was going to see if Mayor Pro Tem Johnson would be interested, because I think we have more free daytime.
Sure, I would I'd very much enjoy it, but I don't, if somebody else wants to jump up, and I'm not going to get in your way.
Okay, does anyone else want to jump up?
No, I think that's an excellent choice, Mayor Garnes.
Thank you.
And I agree.
Okay.
As do I.
All right, so I think we will then have the economic ad hoc committee, or yes, will be myself and Mayor Pro Tem Johnson. And so that brings us to council reports. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor Garnes. Last night, attended a Zoom REDEC meeting, and probably the biggest issue facing REDEC right now is they're trying to distribute about $3.8 million when they've got requests for about $6 million related to COVID shutdowns and COVID expenses. And so they're going through hundreds of reports trying to fairly distribute state and county funds, well, federal, state, and county funds. Last Thursday, the school board held their regular meeting, and the Davis Street Park was on the agenda at our request. And Mayor Garnes, I would request that we agendize for our next meeting a full discussion and possible action related to the city's position and direction on Davis Street Park and other parks, potential parks within the city.
And if I could just chime in there real quick, Mayor Garnes.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to have one more meeting with the ad hoc committee before we move in that direction. I was provided some information towards the end of the day that I'd like to provide to the ad hoc.
Okay.
Thank
Certainly. The third matter is that there'll be a Zoom last chance grade meeting this Thursday that will give us an update on primarily I believe the soils investigation and geotechnical work that has been done in the last 3 months or so since mid-September. And I'm looking forward to that meeting and getting back to you with the outcomes of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilmember Woodall?
Yeah, I would like to thank Sue Strand too for serving for 4 years. A lot of people may not realize it, but it's a time-consuming job, and she served on HCOG. She was our liaison to the fire department, and I think she served her constituency very well. And I just want to say thank you, Sue, for doing your time. Oh, that sounds awful, doing your time, but thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Councilmember Wilson?
Yes, as well as Councilmember Woodall, I'd like to thank Sue as well for her 4 years. As Julie said, it was taxing, and she's been dealing with a sick mother-in-law that's aged as well. So thank you, Sue. On the other note, I had a meeting today with HWMA on a subcommittee that we're working for the recruitment of a new executive director, as Jill Duffy has given her notice that she wishes to resign, but she's willing to stay there until we work that through, which will probably take well into 2021. And so we were working on details for that. And then there's also a RCEA meeting. They've moved them up to the third Thursday of the month because of Christmas. And so there'll be one of those this Thursday. And it's a Zoom meeting open to the public as well. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Councilmember Carter, this is when, you give your updates of any meetings or whatever, but is there anything you just want to talk about?
Well, we have a nuisance committee meeting tomorrow, so we'll just announce that if any members of the public here or listening or watching would like to participate in that. That's tomorrow at 3 p.m. I also would like to thank Sue. She's a very sweet woman, and it was a pleasure for me to get to know her in this context and outside of here. And I can't speak to what a time-consuming job it is yet, but give me a year and I might be able to. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy to work on a team with such great people and try to really improve this town and help the people who live here and turn it into a place that people are really proud of. And I think we're on that route already. We've been on that trajectory, and I'm just happy to get in on it and function as part of a team. So thanks, guys.
Yay. Well, thank you for being here. Congratulations again. And you've been a part of the team for a while because you were on the Rio Dell Volunteer Corps. So we appreciated that too. Absolutely. So yay. And I have been I think for the last 2 weeks, I've had 3 days last week and 2 days this week, the earlier part of the week, on League of City meetings where we were going over different legislatures, different bills, and what's actually what we're setting up for the year as far as going forward, what we're going to prioritize and how we're going to prioritize those things. So that was basically what I was doing with the league this week. And so I think we are looking forward to next year, hopefully getting our streets started. I mean, that's something to look forward to. Hopefully we'll get some vaccines and all feel like we can go out into the world again and not be too paranoid about it, because I am one of those very paranoid people. So I would just like to thank everyone, and I like to wish everyone Merry Christmas and happy holidays and happy New Year. And I will say we will do committees we'll do the committees next meeting. So if everyone can look over the list and kind of get an idea, if you want to stay where you are, or, whatever, we'll let you know, Amanda, which ones are open from that Sue had, was sitting on, so just remember that the committee seating will be next week. So first week of January. So thank you, everyone. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and take care. Stay healthy.
Yes.
And is there a motion to adjourn?
Johnson moves to adjourn the meeting.
Have a motion. I like to second that one. It's my favorite one. So, okay. See you guys later. Take care. Meeting adjourned.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Bye-bye now. Merry Christmas.
Kyle, are you still on here?